Alright, good morning guys. Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Mr. Warren's video lessons. So, should you just finish what you do now? In your own words, explain which argument presented from yesterday was the most compelling and well thought out. Provide examples from their presentations to justify your answer. So, obviously me not being here, it's kind of hard for me to tell what you guys had put or why, but just try to keep in mind, why'd you write down what you did, which one do you think was, the most significant, which one was the most compelling argument, and just keeping that in mind going forward, the criteria you used. Because towards the end of this, you're going to put all that into practice anyway, and then you're going to need that you're going to need that because it's essentially going to be the similar criteria I'm going to be using to help grade your final project. So whatever you got, just make sure you have 4 sentences, get it turned in, and then we'll get started here in just a second. All right, so talking about something a little bit different today. It kind of goes along with everything from group mentality, that sort of thing, but it kind of veers off a little bit. So just try to stick with me, and I'll try to keep it short and sweet and to the point. The first thing we're going to talk about is something called attribution theory. Attribution theory. Essentially the idea that people are motivated to discover the underlying causes, excuse me, I have to pause it for a second. The underlying causes of behavior as part of their effort to make sense of their behavior. Terrible K. All right, so once again, attribution theory. When people are motivated to discover the underlying cause of behavior as part of their effort to make sense of their behavior. So essentially just saying if I understand the cause of it, if I know why it happened, I can explain, excuse me, if I understand why the behavior happened, I can then begin to understand more. I can essentially start making sense of, oh, this is why they're acting this. Oh, they, this happened to them in the past, or they went through this, so they're not in the best of moods. Oh, this person didn't really eat much this morning, so hence their behavior now, they can't focus, they're tired, what have you. So it's just this idea that people are motivated to find that out. It's kind of like what we are doing here, what we do in this class. It's also what people just naturally do. They search for a meaning or an answer or a reason behind something. And, for a lot of us, it just, if we don't have that answer, it really can't get to us. It kind of make us, feel uneasy, make things feel unfinished, what have you. So, next up. Actually, go ahead and pause this for just a second. There should be a quick YouTube video link. Go ahead and pause this video and play that and get back to it in just a second. All right, so next thing up. Something called fundamental attribution error. Fundamental attribution error. This is when observers, like researchers, overestimate the importance of internal traits, terrible E, and underestimate the importance of external situations when they seek explanations for another person's behavior. So once again, fundamental attribution error. Excuse me. When observers overestimate the importance of internal traits, and then underestimate the importance of external situations when they seek explanations for another person's behavior. So, for instance, this is when, okay, once again, I'm trying to understand why somebody's doing what they're doing, why they're making that choice, why they're feeling that way. And I essentially start digging too deep. I try to find this really in-depth, mystical, magical meaning. Oh, they must have had some weird trauma when they were 12. Oh, it must be because their parents were like this, or something, much more deep, whether it be in the subconscious, conscious mind, whatever. But at the end of the day, it could just be an environmental or situational thing, or something outside. No, they didn't have any, they didn't have abusive parents, they didn't have any kind of these terrible upbringings or whatnot. They just didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night, so they're kind of irritated, they're slightly agitated. This kid isn't lashing out because, he's, experienced a lot of that when he was growing up, with this, that, and the other. Kid's lashing out because he's just in a bad mood today. That's it. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And a lot of the times, some of the times, a lot of times, whatever, that's just the case. That's where it stops. That's the extent of the situation. So just keeping in mind going forward that we also must be careful not to overanalyze a certain situation. So, should be one more clip that are with these notes. Go ahead and press pause on this. I'll get it out of the way just in case you guys get a copy of the notes down still. Go ahead and press pause and then watch the video, and we'll finish this up. All right, so marker. Oh, there we go. Come on. All right, try that again. So last thing we're going to talk, two more things to discuss. Next thing is something called observer bias. Observer bias, B-I-A-S. This is when the observer or researcher sees what they want or expect to see. So, once again, when the observer or researcher sees what they want or expect to see. So, essentially what this is, if I'm conducting research, if I go into something saying, hey, I think that all Marvel movies are awesome, 100%. And then I go and I watch them, and then I can have the conclusion, oh, yeah, it was awesome. It had this, 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 and this. And so while I was doing that, while I was conducting that research, I was looking for those awesome bits. I was looking for those, that's all I was paying attention to. I wasn't paying attention to maybe some of the more downtime. I wasn't paying attention to some of the more, this part wasn't that good. We're not going to focus on that part. We're just going to focus on this. It's like I see what I want to see. I essentially get the results that I want to get. So this is especially important when it comes to being able to identify very biased research. If all my effort goal is to try to prove this is true, and that's all I look at, like I don't look at the negative parts, I just look at the positive parts that fits my example, I can essentially find numbers, statistics, and studies that can say whatever I want. I can just 100% point to the good things and completely leave out the bad things, or just misread them or whatever. And so, once again, keeping in mind going forward, that's something that we have to keep in mind.